All right, here we go. So I'm going to show you guys the clip that he uploaded, just a portion of it, and show you the exact lick or the exercise or the riff that he was trying to get. Shout out to my man Tim, member for quite a while. Love to see his progression. Check him out. Really, really good stuff. Playing a song called Hosanna and the Highest, but not the actual song, just a lick in it. So here it goes. As you guys can see, he's playing a pentatonic lick descending. All right, and descending that line, it may seem simple to some of you, or it may seem very difficult, but in a point of time in your playing, you're going to be coming to that crossroad where you find it difficult to play certain things, especially if you're not accustomed to playing it. Or accustomed to playing those type of lines. I mean, you're skipping, especially for a beginner, you're skipping strings, alternating 1 and 2. So what I saw here, he was having a little bit of trouble or shifting down to that E. So the bass line is C sharp, D sharp, E to the A. Okay. So playing an E major pentatonic descending down in some type of variation. So just a couple of tricks that I can give you. Making sure you're alternating your right hand or your picking hand, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, as much as you possibly can. That'll help you with the speed, especially when you sped up to that the original speed that it was supposed to be, or I think it was 125. You had a little bit more of a difficulty doing that when you sped it up. So making sure you're alternating, that's first and foremost, alternating with the right hand or the picking hand. Also, when you shift, making sure your shifts are clean. And one way you can get away with that is playing it linear. All right, playing it in one spot of the bass or of the fretboard. So you can play this a different way. Instead of shifting, you can hit that E on the E string. Instead of shifting. It takes a little bit more time to shift back. And it sounds a little, I wouldn't say unnatural, but you actually hear that shift. You hear the sound of the shift versus playing it in one position. So this is what I mean. You don't hear any breaks or any skips in between that. But now if I play it shifting, you hear that. And that's a little bit tougher to execute. Although I recommend you playing that or doing that because there's going to be some lines that you can't do that with, or you're on a string or stuck on a string to where you can't, utilize another string to play the same exact note. So exactly how he did, putting this to a metronome. Very good bass line along with it to actually practice. I love this whole entire segment. So I can't remember exact bass line. And I'm just starting it off with the so several ways you can play this. And check it out, guys. If you're really interested in diving a little bit deeper and taking that next step to get your playing to the next level, the link will be in the description. That'll take you to sign up for a free trial to become a member of the Bass Nation Academy. There's so much to benefit from this community. There's live classes, there's video Q&A sections. You get personal feedback from me and just be able to interact with the other players inside of the academy. It's an awesome place to take your playing to the next level. And there's a lot more inside of the academy, but I won't go over that right now. I don't want to waste any time. Let's get to the lesson. So I'm playing pentatonic scale, E major. This is what this is based off of. And I'm playing the third note of the pentatonic scale. 1, 2, fourth note. Fourth, fifth note. And then starting on the tonic on the root or the octave, and then walking it back down all the way. Going a little bit further down, C sharp, E, C sharp. Okay, so it's like you're in a key of C sharp minor, but E major. Okay, we'll go over that in another lesson too, or I have gone over that. If you haven't seen it, relative major, relative minor. Strongly suggest you take a look at that. It'll really help you grasp the concept between being in the same key, major or minor. Anyway, we'll get to that later. So, E major pentatonic scale. Just a couple of tips that can help you execute these notes faster. So one way is just making sure you're alternating your fingers. Another way is actually substituting that one note to play in a different spot of the bass. So here, instead of shifting, I'm playing that E on the E string instead of shifting down. Okay, so that's two ways you can actually help execute this. Also, just go a little bit slower. All right, take the metronome just a little bit slower. Make sure you get every single note out. And it's easy to play that pentatonic scale because the positioning that he played it in was a 1-3-1-3-1-3 type of position, I like to call it. So you can get caught up playing that 1-3, pattern. And if you go to play it the opposite way with the fourth finger on the E string, you end up playing that wrong note, which is not in there at all, which is an E flat. It's not right. So be careful of that as well. Making sure you're stretching that pinky, you're stretching that fourth finger to reach that other note. So. You can play it that way as well. It's a little bit more difficult because you're stretching a lot more with 1-4 versus 1-3. But trust me, I suggest that you play all of these positions and all of these patterns just so you can get used to it, because you may be in a position where you have to use that fingering or that positioning when you go to play a line. All right, so keep all of these things in mind. Just really, really quick. Good job with this again, Tim. Add this to your practice routine. It's an awesome exercise inside of this song he was trying to get. Let me read a little bit of the title. He just said he was trying to get one of these licks up to speed. He's been trying to pluck the whole lick at 100 BPM, but still fumbling a little bit on the way back down. So that's one way, or a few ways that can help you actually executing this lick. Make it into an exercise. I tell you guys that all the time. Make that into an exercise. Whatever is difficult for you, whatever you can't handle, make it into an exercise. All right? Make sure your notes are coming out clean, clear, and precise. And I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.